Guys, it's Kara from iStampin.com. I thought that I would just get on tonight, and I really didn't have anything going on. I wanted to show a project, and so I thought that I would just chat with y'all tonight while I show you these really cute projects, these cute cards. I made 5 of them using this adorable Time for Tags stamp set. So you know, I'm just going to be chatting along. Y'all can join me. And if you have any comments or, you just want to chat, I always think it's kind of fun to see these videos where people are having, fun conversations online. Just write it there in the comment box, and I'll try to do my best to look at the comments while I'm crafting. But, oh, good, I do have them. I was like, I got to go run and get my glasses really quick. But anyway, so I'm just going to get on my stool here because I'm going to be doing quite a bit of coloring. But this is a host set that you can find on page 206 of our holiday catalog. Look at me. Oh my gosh. Of our new annual catalog. And the great thing is that this punch coordinates with the timeless tag punch. So I love that there's even another stamp set for you to use with one of our new punches. And I just thought this was so cute. They're designed for tags, but I thought it would be just so cute to make little 3x3 cards. And, you could actually make this as a whole set and give it to somebody, because I did a welcome card with a cute little pineapple, this darling little bird card, something for you, so that can, be pretty generic, a sweet little birthday card. That would be great for, sometimes if you just don't have a whole lot to say other than happy birthday, have a great day. I mean, it's perfect size. And then this darling little baby card. And this is using Purple Posy cardstock. And I'm going to show you a trick because I have not gotten the Purple Posy stamp pad yet. I'm one of those impatient people waiting for that to come back in stock as well. But I'm going to show you a trick using the, not a trick, it's really just a different technique. I'm going to show you how you can stamp with the Purple Posy Stampin' Right marker. So this is a great, hack to use in the meantime while we're waiting for that classic Stampin' Pad to become available again. They're just, for whatever reason, are just having some quality issues with the formula. So this is just a great way to still be able to use this color with your stamps. And then this one is a really cute little hooray for you. So kind of like, a little congratulatory card. So hopefully my son's not too loud. It is 7 o'clock here. Hey Kathy, hey Carrie. So he can get a little rambunctious, so I'll try to keep him as quiet as possible. Hopefully the lighting's okay. One of my lights, I thought it was the light bulb, but I changed the light bulb, and actually it's the light itself. So I'm down one light. So hopefully it doesn't get too dark for us, that the lighting's okay. But anyway, like I said at the beginning, if you just joined, I'm just going to, go through these cards and just show you how to make them. I'm going to color them. I'm, just kind of wanted to chat with y'all. So if y'all want to talk, via the comment box, let's just have a fun conversation. And, I'll tell you about what was going on with today and, with what I had. So I would love to hear what, if anything exciting or just normal happened with you. But what I thought also is when I get to each card, I'll tell you the products that I used, because I think it would just be too overwhelming if I showed you everything that I used at once. So I think that's probably going to be the easiest thing. But we can do some things in bulk. So I will show you again. So this is the Time for Tags, and like I said, this is a host set. So the way to get a host set is to have a party or to have an order of $150 or more. So once you earn Stampin' Rewards, then you can get this set, the stamp set. Again, you're going to need the timeless tag punch, or timeless label punch, I'm sorry, timeless label punch. And then here, I'm not sure if you can note it, if you can see that, but I backed all of the tags with vellum. So I did get our cardstock vellum, and I went ahead and made 5 squares, and I used our largest stitched square. So these are the stitched label dies. So I used the largest square, and that fits perfectly on a 3x3 card. So you'll need that. And then, let's see. So why don't we start off with, let's start off with this card. We'll do the welcome. So what I've done is I have pulled a piece of Calypso Coral. The cardstock's going to be the same for each card. This measures 6x3. And I'll get my scoring board and score this one. And actually, I'll go ahead and score all of them at the same time so that I don't have to pull this out each time. So 3 inches, that makes a 3x3 card. This next color is Purple Posy. Then I pulled Daffodil Delight, same size, 6x3. Pool Party. And then finally, Soft Seafoam. This is a color I rarely use, but it's so nice. I'm not sure why I don't use this color more often. Okay. Hey, Carol. Okay, guys, so I have to tell you this. Oh my gosh. I have been debating about canceling my home line for years, but today took me over the edge. Before 3 o'clock, I think I had like 15 phone calls from telemarketers. And the crazy thing is I usually don't answer them, but because we were just getting, I was getting bombarded with calls today, I was just so curious. So I finally answered it, which was a huge mistake because then it just like tripled. And it was all about the same thing. Well, no, the first one was, I'm calling you about your Windows problem. And I'm like, we don't have a Windows computer. We don't have a PC. Oh, well, I'm calling about your Apple. And I'm like, my Apple doesn't have Windows. So then I hung up on him. And then all of the calls thereafter were about some U.S. federal grants. And I was just like, so I called AT&T and I canceled our home line. I got rid of it and it went in effect pretty much immediately. Okay, so I'm going to do some Calypso Coral. I'm going to do some tone-on-tone stamping with Calypso Coral. So needless to say, I was a little bummed about that. We've had that home number for about 20 years. And I was just kind of sad to see it go, but oh well, it's done now and I'm okay with it. So now we are just a cell phone family. So have y'all experienced telemarketers getting just out of control for y'all, or y'all got rid of your home line because of the same reason? It was just brutal today. Okay, so what I've done here is I'm using some Post-it note tape to mask off the other side, the back side of the card, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to be stamping this background stamp onto the card, and I'm going to be stamping up a little bit higher, so it would go onto the back side of the card. So I've just masked it off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp off once because I want this to be really subtle. And adding the vellum makes it even less obvious. It's just kind of peeks through. But I felt like when I was doing this the first time, well, here I can actually, I messed up here. But this is what it looks like when you stamp off, and this is what it looks like just straight on. And so I felt like I messed up, so that was too intense. So I really like how it looks when you stamp off once. And this isn't perfect by any means. You could easily use your Stamparatus if you wanted this to be even, but I'm just kind of eyeballing this. I'm not too worried because this the vellum is going to cover it up. We took the plunge in November after 38 years of the same. Oh my gosh. I know, isn't it, Kathy? We got rid of our... Yeah. I mean, I know in our circle, we're like one of the last people. Like, people would be like, you still have your home phone? I'm like, I know. But... I mean, like when I was on hold with AT&T, they had to send me to the resolution department. And while I was on hold for like less than 5 minutes, we got 3 incoming phone calls from telemarketers. I mean, it was ridiculous. Okay. And then to do the coloring, I'm going to be using our Thick Whisper white cardstock. And what I did is I just cut up a full sheet just into 3 different little strips, and so that's what it's gonna look. That's what it looks like when you fold it. And you do get a little bit, like, you know, obviously when you score a card, it kind of shrinks the front, and if that bothers you, you can just take, you know, there's just like a tiny bit of overhang, so you can trim that off. But to do the stamping, I'm going to use our Memento Tuxedo black ink, and I'm going to actually stamp this twice. Hey, Valentina. I'm going to stamp this twice because I'm going to be actually fussy cutting the pineapple out. And if I had a scrap piece of cardstock, that would be ideal, but I'm not going to. That's okay. All right. So I am using our Stampin' Blend. So let me go ahead and tell you the colors that I used for this particular image. Let's see here. For the top of the pineapple, I used Granny Apple Green combo set, so I've got both the light and the dark. And then for the pineapple, I pulled out Light Pineapple Punch, and then really I think we can just get away with one of these. I did pull out the Mango Melody pack, and I'm pretty sure we'll test it. I think you can get away with just one of these. This is such a small image that you're not going to do a whole lot of shading. But let me go ahead and punch one of these out. Doing this backwards here, being left-handed. This is a really cute punch. When I first saw it, I wasn't able to go to Onstage this time around back in April. And when I first saw this, I was kind of like, eh. But now that I've played with this punch, it's so cute. Okay, and I'm just going to cut this part out. Okay, so let me put my glasses on so I can see. And we're going to start with the top. So these are our alcohol markers. Hopefully y'all are familiar with these. Stampin' Up. These are like alcohol markers for dummies. I love them. Haven't quite mastered them, but I've gotten a lot better. And I like to use the bullet end. Some people like to use the, make sure I'm using the light first. Yeah, I always start off with the light color. Some people like the brush end, which is this side, but I have more control with the bullet end. Okay. Alrighty, and then what I like to do is just come in with the darker color and just do a little bit of shading here at the stem of the pineapple, which reminds me, I haven't had any fresh pineapple this summer. I usually like to get some from the grocery store. We don't really have a whole lot of like fruit stands, or I'm sure there's farmers markets around me, but I usually get some fresh pineapple by now. have to remember that this weekend. Okay, and so what I'm going to do with the pineapple is I'm just going to come in and every other little diamond, I'm going to come in color. So this is a light pineapple punch. And you may recognize this. I did kind of case the samples from the annual catalog, but I did put a little twist on it. I didn't make them tags. I added the vellum and I did the stamping. So, you know, if you ever kind of get stumped with what to create, especially this year, the annual catalog has some beautiful samples. So don't be afraid to, you know, to think that every single project you come up with has to be original. Because if it wasn't for examples, I would be in trouble. Okay, so this is the light mango melody, and I think that definitely is dark enough and contrasts enough with the pineapple punch that you can just get away with one color. So I'm just coming in here and just filling in the other diamonds. Okay, whoops. And this is a little bit farther away from me than normal. Normally I'm like directly over the project, so I see that I didn't do as great as a job I can do with the coloring, so hopefully you can't see it. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just come in, and I'm cutting pretty close to the edge of the outline of the black outline. So I'm not the fastest fussy cutter by any means, and so hopefully I'm on camera. Okay, good. Looks like I am. So this is pretty easy to cut. It's not too detailed. But I'm gonna tell you another tip. I didn't do this, but I can go grab my marker after I get done cutting and show you. You know, when you cut these out, you may not cut it perfectly. But if you take your black marker and just run it along the edge, it will give it a finished look. And I'll go, once I get done cutting, I'll grab that and show you what I'm talking about. So did y'all have a good Monday? Anything exciting happening? I feel like summer's almost over. The kids go back to school. What, today's the 15th? They go back to school in less than a month. They'll be back in school on the 12th. So I kind of feel like we're winding down, which is just crazy. My daughter's starting her senior year in high school. We already did her senior pictures for the yearbook. We just did the basic package. I have a really good friend who's a wonderful photographer, and we're gonna get some senior pictures done later. Let me go grab my black marker really quick. Whoops. Okay, let's see here. I'm looking for basic black. Here we go. Hold on, let me go tell Ty to be a little quiet. Hey, Ty. Oh my gosh, this is when my son gets goofy. Yeah, Carol, we start in August around here, and that's just what they do. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the brush end, and I'm just going to gently just rub that around the edge. And so like if you can kind of see like the white up here, then that completely just takes care of it. If the white edge doesn't bother you, then you can just skip this step. And it looks like I need to trim a little bit more. Let me just trim just a tad more right here. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this up right on top of the existing pineapple. I'm going to use one of the mini dimensionals for the top part and then just the regular size dimensionals for the body. Just right there. And I do like to use a lot of, you know, dimensional adhesive, especially with something like this. You want to make sure that it's well supported and not kind of flat or sagging in parts. So then that's what it looks like. So I'll see if I can show you. I mean, we get out before Memorial Day, which doesn't really seem that early to me. And that is, I think this is the second year that the kids have gotten out before Memorial Day. Before they still started in August and went through the first week of June. So I guess, you know, you just have to be in school so many days, which starting early, that's just kind of like what happens now, at least I guess. My son's in private school, so this is my last year with public school, so I'm not sure what will happen thereafter. Okay, so I'm just going to use just a little bit of snail, and I am just putting it right here in the center of the square, so I can make sure that the tag will hide the adhesive that I've placed on there. So it will kind of, you know, be loose on the edges, which I don't mind at all. And then again, I'll just pop this up on dimensionals. They got out in the middle of June. Oh my gosh. So you must be up in the Northeast, right, Carol? Is that about right? And y'all probably won't start till after Labor Day. So your grandkids have only been out of school for like less than a month. Okay, so that's just gonna go right there. Okay, and then what I did is I pulled out the basic adhesive back sequins, just because I felt like it just needed a little bit of something. And what are the colors for this? Let's see, I don't know what colors I'm using. Let me go to the embellishment page and see if we have colors. Okay, so we've got mint macaron, pearl white, which is right here, Sahara sand and soft sea foam, and petal pink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. I only have 4. Another one must be around here somewhere, unless I've used it all up. Maybe that's what happened. Okay, well, I'm going to use the petal pink and take your pick tools around here. Oh, there it is, around here somewhere. And I'm just going to use like the little pointy end. Get the cat hair off of there, I swear. And I'm just going to put a couple up here at the top. I tuck one behind there, and then I'm going to put one down here in the bottom, kind of tuck it behind the tag down here. And then I am using our Whisper White Baker's Twine, and I'm just going to tie a small bow, and I'm going to attach that to the top of that sequin. And we do offer 3x3 envelopes, so you can get those in a pack. And I'll show you those in just a second. And like I said, this would be just like a really sweet little set of cards to give. You know, if you want to figure out which, you know, if you're giving it to somebody who, you know, isn't having a baby, or is, you know, all of her friends are past baby age, you may want to get, you know, not do that one, but you know what I mean. But wouldn't it be cute to give just a set of these to some friends just for no reason? Doesn't have to be a special reason or anything like that. And I'm using our glue dots from Paper Pumpkin just because they're laying around here. Okay. Then that's just going to go right on top of there. Okay, and then I'm going to get my, oh, okay, Connecticut. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. At least that's what I always see on Facebook and stuff, is that the kids up north get out later and start after we do. Okay, so there's the first card. Oh, let me get a 3x3 envelope so you can see that if you've never seen our 3x3 envelopes. And you could easily like decorate the envelope with the stamp as well. But look how cute is that? And I'm one that always kind of struggles with what to write in cards. So for me, the smaller the better. So, I mean, like I said, happy birthday, have a great day. That's about, or, you know, welcome, whatever. So I'm not a big letter writer or anything like that. I don't have a whole lot to say in note cards other than I just get right to the point. Okay, let's see. Let's do this one next. The Something for You. So we're gonna need the pool party cardstock. So let's go ahead and do the background again. That seemed to work out well. Kind of have a good system going and keep it running smoothly and efficiently. Okay, so now I have a trashy question to ask. I have never now I can't say I've never seen it, but I have never watched a full episode of The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. My daughter has just gotten into The Bachelorette and it kind of cracks me up. I mean, I don't like those shows, but you know, she's almost 18 years old, so I'm kind of at the point where it's like, you know, I was doing a lot worse at her age than she's ever done. So she's a good kid. If she's going to watch that trashy stuff, well, like, you know, at least I tell her, you know, hey, that's not real life. And she understands that. But anyway, I started watching that show that started last week called Love Island on CBS. And I'm more or less doing it just for pure entertainment. And it comes on. I guess it comes on in about 30 minutes, so I'll be watching it. I'm going to wait for Jillian to get home from dance. Okay, so I'm going to do the exact same thing. So with each card, I'm going to do the exact same pattern. So I'm going to stamp off and then just come and do the same thing. So super easy. But have any of y'all watched that or even into those kind of trashy shows? It's so, I guess I get the biggest kick because it's like, I can't imagine being a young single person and what it must be like to try to date somebody with social media and all these crazy expectations that are put on young adults nowadays. It's just, do you use glue dots all the time for sequins? Well, Carol, these sequins are backed with the glue dots, so like that's why, I mean, I have artificial nails, so I wouldn't be able to do it very successfully, but that's why you like to use the like the paper piercer end, and I get up underneath the glue dot. Now, I can't say I do that every time, like here's one right here. There's a sequin popped off and there's a glue dot right here. But that's normally what I do. But if for some reason I can't get it on, like if you use just a little bit of, you know, like the fine tip glue pen, you could put like a tiny dot on there, and that should work. Did I clean this? I think I did. But normally I have success using this tool, or at least this end, to kind of get underneath the sequins and get it off that way. Okay, so that's what our card looks like. Okay, so let me stamp. Now this one I'm only stamping once. I didn't do anything extra with the bird. So let me find, okay, here we go. And so I'm gonna need Memento again. And then I'll tell you the colors that I use to color in this bird. Okay. And one thing I've noticed with this stamp is if you press really hard, it has a tendency to kind of like smear. So a light touch with that, because when I was first making these cards, I was really having a hard time with that. I was like, what am I doing wrong? And so I just realized, you know, just a lighter touch is better than trying to mush down on whoops, just dropped it on that stamp. Okay, there we go. Oh, this, yeah, then I probably would use glue dots. I see what you're saying, Carol. Yeah, I would use the glue dots. You know, I mean, these glue dots are actually really nice with the sequins, because do you get the paper pumpkin kit? Because these are really thin and flat. So, you can just put them on flat. These are the three, you know, we don't sell these. These just come with this paper pumpkin kit. But if not, then just our regular glue dots that you can get through our catalog, or, you know, at your local craft store, that should work fine. And then this tip end of our Take Your Pick tool really helps too, to, you know, once you get your glue dot on your, you know, either on the back of the sequin or on your paper, this tool is perfect for getting that placement. So I love this little putty end part of of this tool. Okay, so the colors that I used for the bird are Pool Party Stampin' Blends. I used both colors. I used the dark crumb cake for the tree branch. I'm gonna again use the Granny Apple Green combo pack for the leaves. And then for the heart, I think I did pull both of these colors. Is this Flirty Flamingo? Yeah, so I had used both colors for Flirty Flamingo. Now with the branch, there's really not a whole lot to color, so just kind of be gentle, or just be careful when you color in the branch. I just kind of did long strokes, just because this image gets really thin up here and there. And then let's go ahead and color in the leaves. I'm going to start with the lightest color first. And then I'll come in and just do a little bit of shading with the darker color. Okay. Okay, yeah, then Carol, you should be able, I think that you'll be successful with, if you use the glue dots with that tool, that should help. Okay, so I'm just putting in a little bit of dark right here, and then I'll come in with the light color and just blend that in. My house got quiet all of a sudden. It's so nice. Okay, so now I'm going to come in with the bird. And, oh, did I do the, oh, I guess I did pull in yellow for the beak, so I'll figure out what color I did there. So this is the light pool party, and it's really light. Hopefully it will come on camera. Like so. And then what I did with the dark pool party is I just kind of like follow the line of the wing, and then down here, just kind of where I think there may be some shading. Honestly, guys, I don't know. I have no formal training when it comes to this technique. It's all just kind of trial and error. I've watched videos, so I've kind of seen what people have done and just practiced, and hopefully I'm doing okay. And I think for the beak, I'm just gonna, I mean, this is so tiny. I'm just gonna use the light pineapple punch, like so. Okay, and then for the heart, I'm just gonna color this in with Flirty Flamingo. And I will say that this color comes across almost neon when you first use it, but then when it dries, it tones down. So when you first use it, don't be scared. And then I'm just gonna kind of come in and just do a little bit of dark right around the beak. And then just color that back in. And there we have it. So that one is done. Let me put my, have like a little coffee mug here full of all my markers that I'm using. Kind of keep them all wrangled together. All right, so now we've got our other piece of vellum. And you know, if you do everything at once, kind of like production line style, it makes putting these cards together super fast. Okay. Hey, Valentina, if you're still on here, did y'all have any, did you feel the earthquake or anything like that where you live? And if so, are y'all okay? Okay, and so let me pop this up on dimensionals. You know, I've lived in Tornado Alley, and then obviously living here in Florida, we deal with the hurricanes, but I don't know what, I can't imagine what an earthquake must feel like. That has got to be probably the strangest sensation, just to be all of a sudden just everything moving. Okay, so that one. And then for this card, I used the Sahara Sand sequins to kind of play in with the tree branch. And again, just kind of following along the same pattern with, okay, that one doesn't have a glue dot. There we go. Just where I'm tucking a couple behind the tag. Whoops. There we go. So I was able to pick up the glue dot that the sequin popped off on, and then attached it with the putty end. Okay, and one down there. Whoops. And then I'm going to tie a small bow again. Have any of y'all ever experienced earthquakes? These are tiny, tiny bows. Okay, so amazing how stuff gets lost right in this like little 3-inch space that I'm in. Oh, there they are. Okay. Come on. Okay. And this one's just gonna go right there. I just love these little tiny bows. I'm a sucker for anything tiny when it comes to crafting stuff. Make it mini size and I'm a sucker for it. Okay, so far those are the 2 that we have done. What do y'all think? Do you like these projects? Are y'all a mini person too? Okay, so let's go ahead and do this purple posy. I'm going to show you what I did with the purple posy Stampin' Right marker. So like I said at the beginning, you know, that color is still unavailable. We have not gotten any updates, at least I haven't seen anything as of today. So I know that they are working on it diligently. It's not something that, you know, they want to be unavailable, but you know, it does get a little frustrating, especially since it's one of the new in colors. But the great thing is that the Stampin' Right marker is available for you to use, and for our purposes for this card, it works just fine. Okay, so this one is the baby card. So I've got the little giraffe image. Okay, so if you've never done this before, with our Stampin' Right markers, you have a bullet end for journaling and the brush end. The brush end, what you just do is you just run it along the red rubber. This doesn't work as well with our photopolymer stamps, I will say. Red rubber, I mean, it's not the same as using an ink pad, but it definitely does the job. And so you're just gonna make sure that every part of the stamp that's raised is colored in. If you're using all the same color, just huff once. I am gonna stamp off, and then I'm just gonna stamp right here on the card. So it's not perfect. I don't mind it. It kind of gives it a nice little dimension. There's some lighter and darker parts, whereas the ink pad, you get pretty much an even image all the way around. So I think it kind of gives it a neat effect. You do have to do this every time that you want to stamp. So it's not as quick as using the ink pad, but like I said, we do have the color available to us, but just in this medium, you know, with the marker. So if you have not grabbed the Stampin' Right markers, this may be a good reason to, so that you can have the purple posy for instances like this. And this card is adorable. I love little baby cards. Okay. Just making sure I've got all that. Okay. And then let's do this. So we'll just do this 3 more times. You know, a great, I don't do it as often as I should, but I used to love, well, I have done it, but like I said, I just don't do it as often. But I love to, you know, use our Stampin' Right markers with different colors and make a stamp have, you know, like Hello Baby, you could do in a different color. This is an easy stamp set where you could definitely use a lot of different colors if you wanted to use your Stampin' Right markers. to do this fun technique. Okay, and one more time. This is kind of old school. But those old school techniques are fun. Takes you back to the basics. Okay, there we go. So that's what Purple Posy is going to look like once we get it available. Okay, so let me clean this. And I'm just going to stamp this once using the Memento ink. Okay. And I'm just going to cut off this section so I can punch this out with no problem. Okay, now for this image, I used light Purple Posy. I'm using the light Pineapple Punch again, and then the light Mango Melody. So one new color, two colors that we've used before. So I'm just going to come in here and just color in the wheels with the light Purple Posy. And I'm going to be putting some sequins that coordinate with this color on in just a second. And then I'm going to use the light Pineapple Punch to color in the giraffe's body, leaving the spots blank. That's going to be filled in with Mango Melody. Okay. And I like that these images are really small, or not really small, but they're small, and it doesn't take too long to color them in. I'm just going to come in with every other, I just kind of feel like that needs a little bit of color, and let's give the ear a little bit of color. I just kind of came in with every other little, I don't know what you call that part of the giraffe. The hair, I guess is what that is. Okay, and so what I did here is I pulled our Gingham Gala adhesive back sequins, and I chose, I would guess that these are probably Highland Heather, and I'm just going to put that on top of the wheels. And I'm trying to get that centered, but if it's not, I'm not too concerned about it. Oh, and I see a part that I didn't color. There's this little tiny part down here. Did I color that? Maybe I did. Okay. So don't forget about that part. Now for this one, because I put the sequins on the wheels, I didn't think it was necessary to embellish it anymore. So this one, you're just going to attach it to the front of the card. If you feel like you want to add a bow to it to kind of tie in with the other ones, go for it. And let's go ahead and pop this one up. And put this one in the middle of the card. Isn't that one just adorable? I need to use my bone folder and give that a good crease. Ah, just so, so cute. I love them. Okay, we are moving along. All right, so let's do this birthday one. And this is using soft sea foam. So let me clean this off really quick. So we're gonna be using soft sea foam ink pad to do our tone on tone. Oh, thank you, Carol. Okay, so this is still sticky. This is good. Let me put my little masking strip on here. And I'm using the grid lines from our grid paper to make sure that this is straight. So I love our grid paper for that reason. Oh, I guess I don't want to do baby again. As well as protecting my surface. Okay, happiest birthdays. Or birthday. So again, we're just going to stamp off once, do this exact same pattern. And I will say this is so much faster than the marker, but you got to work with what you got to work with, what's available. So then let me get my there's my cardstock. So here's my ink pad. Okay. And for this stamp, or for this, for this stamp, the colors that I used are, let me just punch this out really quick so I don't make a mistake. Okay, so for this I used Flirty Flamingo again. I tried to stay within the same colors that I had been using for the other cards. I am going to be using the light and dark crumb cake for the actual cake itself. For the plate, I pulled in light purple posy. And then for the candle, for the flame, I'm using light mango melody. And then this is a color that I'm going to be using for the last card. For the candle, I did petal pink, the dark petal pink. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the cake first. And so what I did is I'm coming in here with light crumb cake. And then I'll just put in just a little bit of dark crumb cake just to give it a little bit of, dimension. So I'm just going to do just a few little strokes, just like right here. Just makes it not look so flat looking when you just use one single color. And then just come back and blend with your light color. Okay. And then for the candle tip, I mean, this is such a tiny, tiny little image. So I just like dotted it. And then with the candle, just really thin. There's not much to color, but it gives, at least it gives it some, you can see it. All right, so for the icing, I'm using Flirty Flamingo. I'm starting off with light. And again, this is really that part of the cake, it can get a little thin. So just really light touches, quick strokes kind of thing is the best. And then just for this little part of the icing, again, just taking your pen and just dotting it is really the best. And then I'm going to come in here with the, whoops, I'm using the wrong end, with the dark flirty flamingo, and just put a little bit of darkness. There we go. Really, really subtle, which is what you're looking for. Okay. And then finally, I'm just going to come in with light purple posy and just color in the plate. And it does look like I did use the dark purple posy just around the cake, just to give it a little bit of shadowing. There we go. Okay, so that's it for the coloring for that image. And then let's go ahead and fold it and burnish it with our bone folder. I'm missing one of my, it's around here somewhere. I'm missing one of my little squares that I cut out. Okay, so put the adhesive right there in the middle. Okay, and then pop this up on dimensionals. Hi, Diana. We are making some really cute 3x3 cards using the this host set, Time for Tags. Okay. There we go. And then we can pull in the soft seafoam sequins, which I love. I love doing tone on tone. I'm a very much matchy-matchy person. Like when I go shopping, I like outfits. I like the pants that go with the shirt, that go with the skirt, you know, whatever you're looking for. So when, you know, Stampin' Up brings out embellishments that go with the same colors, I'm all over it. Okay, let's tie another bow. And then after that, we will just have one card left. And it's the cute one with the hot air balloon. And we're going to cut that out again too, like we did the first card. This image, you know, the hot air balloon is very simple to cut out. If you see me cutting something out, fussy cutting, then know that it's going to be pretty easy. Because some people find fussy cutting relaxing, not me, because I'm not good at it. Some people are just natural. I mean, it amazes me how it can be an intricate design and they can just cut around all those little nooks and crannies, and they're just like a pro at it. All right, so there's, whoops, looks like I kind of folded my paper crooked. I'll fix that. All right, so let's do our final card, and I need to find my, oh, there it is. Okay, it just got tucked in. I was about to say, I lost my last piece of vellum. Okay, let me clean this off super quick. I appreciate y'all hanging with me. I've been on for a while, so. But that was kind of the idea tonight, is just for us to hang out and just chit chat. And I love watching Facebook Lives where they do this kind of stuff. So I thought if I like it, maybe there'll be other ladies that like it too. Okay, so this is Daffodil Delight. If you didn't catch that at the beginning when I was going over the cardstock colors. And just lining that up. So again, you're going to need Daffodil Delight ink. And then this says, hooray for you. So this can be used for a variety of occasions. Just stamping off once. And if you forget to stamp off and you have a dark one, don't worry about it. Just go with it. The vellum will tone it down. So, you know, don't like feel like you got to throw the card away and start over. Unless it just bothers you. Unless you're just like super, super anal and you're just like, I can't. Then sure. But I guess, you know, I should have followed my own. I should have done that with this side just to show you that you could do it. I mean, so look. So you can see that it tones it down. But I am kind of one of those people that has to have it the same. I think I should follow my own advice, huh? Okay, so we're going to stamp this twice because we are going to be cutting out the balloon. Try to clean up my little workspace over here. So there's one, and then let me get some more of my other cardstock that I cut out. Okay. Actually, I'll just use this one to punch out, and then I'll do the other one to color in. Now, I did go pretty colorful with the hot air balloon, but again, I used the colors that we have already used throughout the evening. I think I added one new color that we have not used, or maybe two. Okay, I'm lying. I used two. So I used Dark Pool Party, Light Poppy Parade, Pineapple Punch, Light Pineapple Punch. Looks like I used Light Granny Apple Green, Petal Pink, probably the Dark Crumb Cake, and then let's see, Dark Highland Heather, and then the Light Purple Posy. Okay, yep, there we go. So this one's got a lot of colors, but it's a hot air balloon. Oh, and I think, you know what, we'll just use and Light Mango Melody for the star. So let's start off with the center part. Let's start off with the star. Okay, and then we'll come in with the Light Pineapple Punch. Now I did absolutely no shading. This is just straight coloring, just with one blend. Now with the red, this Poppy Parade, this is a really intense color, and the color kind of spreads. So you just want to be really light to the touch, like when you're getting around this star, because the color can really move, and there's red where you don't want there to be red. Okay, so now I'm going to start with the top of the hot air balloon with dark. I guess it looks like I used light on this on the other card, but that's okay. So this is Dark Pool Party. That's okay. Then we're going to go Pineapple Punch for this stripe. Then Dark Highland Heather. Oh, well, I'll just use this. I'm using the brush end. It's not my favorite, but since it's a straight line, I think I can handle that. Light Granny Apple Green. Light Purple Posy. And then Petal Pink. This is the dark Petal Pink. And then for the basket, I'm gonna use crumb cake, dark crumb cake. Okay, so we are done coloring. All right, so again, I'm gonna cut this out like I did with the other one where I cut close to the edge, and then I'll run the marker around the sides once I'm all done. This is the part where I'm not very good at. Ooh. I'm trying to go a little bit faster since this is the last card and I'm not doing that great of a job, but I'll go back and clean it up if I can. Whoops. Whoops. Okay. Cut this down just a tad. Not too bad. Not gonna sweat over the small stuff. And then I'm just gonna run the marker again around the edge just to hide that white that may be showing. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we have one last piece of vellum. And that's just gonna go right here. Okay, so now we gotta pop up the balloon. And there's this tiny little space right here. With our mini dimensionals, there's a lot of the edge that just is, you know, wasted. So what I did is I took my scissors and I'm cutting a really, really thin piece of the edging, and I'm gonna put it down here where the basket is and where the basket connects to the balloon. So use those edges for, I mean, the mini dimensionals are perfect because it's a little bit longer. And it works great for that. And then I'm just going to put a couple of the regular size dimensionals, and then I can pop this up onto the tag. I'm going to use, when it's really thin strips like this, sometimes I have a difficulty getting that backing strip off with my nails. There we go. So using the little paper piercer works great. And then again, you just come right here and just place it right on top of the stamped image. And then I'm gonna pop this up again with dimensionals, and then I'll put sequins and tie another bow, and our cards will be good. Oh, you're welcome, Diana. Yeah, that's a technique that, that's a tip that I've learned years and years ago on YouTube. Just about every tip that I have learned, if it hasn't come from a customer, it's come from YouTube. I've educated myself quite a bit on YouTube, from YouTube, I should say. Okay, and I'm using Petal Pink. And just gonna tuck those sequins in right there. Just that one, and then let's tie a bow. And we will be all done with our 5 little 3x3 cards. So I hope you enjoy this stamp set. I just wanted to show it off just because it's absolutely darling, and because it's a host stamp set, it can get overlooked. It's in the very, very back of the catalog. You know, some people may not even go to that back part of the catalog, but don't forget about those host stamp sets. They are sometimes, I mean, they're like really, really good. So I love the host stamp sets this year, and this one, when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's just too cute. So I knew I had to get that one and to show it off. Okay. And just smush that bow into the glue dot. And then I'll just trim off the tails. Just kind of trimming them off where they hang out a little. Well, I guess this one, not so much. That one's kind of having its mind of its own. But anyway, so hold on. Let me kind of clean up my space really quick. Here, I'll take this paper away because it may be a little bit distracting since I did all that Stampin' Off stuff. So here is the Hooray for You, the cute little balloon. Here's our little birthday card, happiest birthday. Then we have our cute little welcome pineapple card. Little bow tucked behind there, and then this absolutely adorable baby card using the Purple Posy Stampin' Right marker to do our stamping in the background. And then finally, the cute little bird on crumb cake, not on crumb cake, on Pool Party, the Something for You. All right, guys, well, I hope you liked this project. So here's the stamp set again, time for tags, and the timeless tag punch that you can get. There's at least another stamp set. I'm still learning the new catalog, so there may be quite a few stamp sets that match that, but this one specifically goes with it. So I hope you liked today's project. If you did, just give me some thumbs up, and I will have a blog post on this project up tomorrow. It's a little after 8 o'clock, so this is kind of when I wind down. I'm going to go watch I have to wait till Jillian gets home. I was going to say I was going to go watch Love Island, but I have to wait. I don't think she gets home till 9:30. So anyway. All right, guys. Well, thanks again for joining me on this Monday evening just to craft and chat. And if y'all have any questions about any of the products that I used, you know, just feel free to comment below, reach out to me, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. All right, guys. Thanks. Bye. Oh, thanks, Diana. You're welcome. Bye-bye, guys.